Hi, fire signs. This is Karen. Welcome to my channel, KC. I'm here to do a reading for fire signs from October 15 to the end of the month, 2020. Thank you for joining me. Fire signs, as I got your meditation, got into your meditation, into your energy, I saw a fire, like, like a lot of times you'll see, well, it was red and it was like a mountain of fire. And then I heard scorched earth creates a new fertile pathway for abundance, adventure, passion, and light. Exciting. Ooh, y'all go. So with that, let me say it again. I saw a scorched earth, like something had been totally scorched. The fire took a specific direction in my meditation, and it was creating a new fertile pathway. Because when fire burns, and it was burning trees, it was burning like in a forest. And when it burns in a forest, it creates fertile ground for stuff to grow. And so that was your pathway to abundance and adventure, because it was a pathway and it was a passionate adventure that was in the light. And then I got water, the word water. So as in any fertile ground, you need to water it in order for it to be abundant. I'm choosing to go with the Carolyn Miss archetype cards to get the overarching archetype for this reading. And here we go. It is Destroyer. Oh, kind of like the fire that destroys the forest in order to create a new. And so the light attribute of this card is releasing what is potentially destructive, preparing for a new life. And the shadow attribute is intoxicated with destructive power, destroying others' dreams or potential. This is the card, which is the overarching theme of this reading, Destroyer. Releasing what is potentially destructive, preparing for new life, according to my meditation. And in this meditation, I picked the Aboriginal Dreamtime Oracle to start with, and I want to get, they're showing me a progressively downward story, so I'm going to do a layout here. And this is like impromptu. As I talk to you, I'm seeing what they want me, how they want me to do the layout with these cards. It's going to tell a story about this destroyer archetype, the light and the shadow attributes, and add to this meditation. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1. Okay, so for the top of the reading, we have Dreamtime Learning, Respect, and Internal Strength. So beautiful imagery. So if you look at it all together, you'll see the snake on this side, and it looks like the same kind of curvy thing like a snake on this side. It's like an inside and an outside. The Dreamtime Learning has to do with your internal strength, and respect is the thing that's bringing the two together, the external and the internal. That's what I'm getting out of these cards, but I'm going to read out of the book for you. So, and this is at the top of the reading, which is the outcome. It's not the end. So we're kind of beginning with the end in mind in this reading. This is the end. The Dreamtime Learning, Respect, and Internal Strength is the end of what is produced out of this reading, okay? And out of this destruction and out of this fire creating this new path. So, the Dreamtime Learning. The message is your ability to be flexible and to go with the flow is one of your strong points. However, sometimes flexibility can provide us with too many choices. You have a short attention span and are too willing to change tactics halfway through the game. But this is a time to just make decisions and stick with it. No changing the game plan this time. Follow it through and you will attain your victory. And what I'm getting with this card is that there's a situation in your life that you've been attempting to change, and this is not the first time that you've attempted to change this thing, fire signs. And so you've tried and you weren't successful, and it's happened, excuse me, it's happened over many times. It's been a cyclical pattern that you try to change this thing or get away from this thing or end this thing to begin something new, and you have not been successful. But what you have been is learning what didn't work, and you've been using that. And that's what they're telling me. You've been using what didn't work to build upon so that this time you have everything you need. All you need at this point is to stay with it, to not change your mind, to see it to its end. Okay? And the respect card, sorry. Someone in an authority may be advising you about a situation that is occurring, but their advice is coming from their ego and fear. Sometimes people have their own agendas and use others to fight their fights. Listen respectfully to the authority, but do things your own way. You need to find the courage of the dragon and stand up for yourself, and through this, you will find the strength to manage many other situations. And I specifically saw a legal situation. That's what they showed me when I was reading this. So you may have a lawyer who is advising you of something. You may have a priest, a religious person who is advising you something. But they want you to be respectful and listen, but interpret and come to your own conclusions and stand on your own choices in this matter. Don't just take for granted that because they said it, that it's going to be the end-all be-all for you, because you are the one who is going to have to live with the consequences of these decisions. So no matter what they say, I don't care if it's a doctor or a lawyer or Indian chief, you need to take that in respectfully and then do what your spirit tells you to do, to interpret it, pray on it, meditate, do what you do to fully comprehend and take in all aspects of the situation, and then take the road that you need to take in order to have your outcome occur. And maybe your outcome won't occur, but at least you would have been standing on something that is a decision that is your own and not someone else's if you fail. And sometimes life is that we fail, or it appears that we fail. But if we fail or if we succeed, the message of this card is to respect your own inner knowing, your own inner decisions, and let that be king. Let that be the final decision that you base your decision upon, that you act upon, and that you don't waver. The last card at the top of the reading, the outcome, is internal strength. And it says, find your inner strength, believe in yourself, and work through a situation. Sometimes you do not realize how much power you have, and if you are not careful, you can end up destroying everything in your path. Ooh, kind of like a fire. Look at alternatives around the issue. They are there if you just look at other ways to solve the problem. So there's more than one scenario going on here. So the fire could be scorched earth that is going to be fertile and create an abundance. Or there are people who are listening to this who are in the situation of, you are so determined and so headstrong that you're going to burn everything down around you, including what's needed to bring the situation back, to bring things back to life, or to bring things into balance. You're going to disregard and just be so headstrong, kind of like a bull in a china shop destroying stuff, because it's just totally not the context that you need in order to have a fruitful situation in the end. So there are some of you who are about to burn down everything, and at the cost of everyone, unfortunately. And you need to go within and be able to trust yourself enough to see that there are other alternatives available to you that will be much more fruitful and beneficial if you are willing to just be open. Pray. Ask for assistance. The next card I have here is a healing journey. And it talks about the constant chatter in your head must be exhausting. Never a moment of peace for you. The chatter is constant because you don't take time to listen to it. So it has to keep repeating itself until you listen. Listen to the chatter, then it will go away. It is that simple. You will then start to find the peace and quiet you have been searching for. And that is the card of healing journey. And because it's two people, I suspect that some of you are dealing with love relationships, and inside something is telling you, your intuition is what's in your head talking to you over and over and over again, but you're not listening to it, and they want you to settle down, to be quiet, to do whatever you need to do to listen to that. Those voices, don't be afraid of them. Even if it's not your intuition, you need to stop and listen in order to discern what it is that the voice is telling you and where it's coming from. So the bottom line here is that you need to take time for yourself. Have a bath. Do a cleansing bath. Those are very helpful. Pay attention to your dreams. Keep a journal. Write out the thoughts in your head. Every morning is a good process. There's a book called the Morning Journal, Morning Pages, and it's about journaling every morning, and it's really supportive when people have a lot going on and you need to process, and you need to just write so that you can hear yourself think, or you could see it on paper. It's a good thing. The next card is Women's Wisdom. And women's wisdom, sometimes it's easy to think that everyone else seems to be the expert in your life, and it gets confusing as you feel obligated to listen to everyone, like we were talking about with the situation where I said you may be having a lawyer or a doctor telling you something where you need to listen respectfully but make the final decision yourself. On some occasions, there are people whom you should trust, and there is someone whom is advising you at the moment that is worthy to listen to. So it's about discerning who it is that is vibrating in alignment with you. And I say vibrating is really important, because if you pay attention to what you feel around people, you'll get a vibration, and that vibration is an indication of how trustworthy or how not trustworthy they are. Immediately when you see someone, you know this, but you don't pay attention to it. It's not what we're trained to look at or pay attention to. So this is what this is speaking to, is discernment of who you should and who you shouldn't listen to. But in the end, still, I stand on the fact that it's ultimately your choice. They are knowledgeable regarding the subject and also have your best interests at heart. So, someone in your life is knowledgeable, they have your best interests, listen to them. Take them into high consideration. So, if you're the king or the queen and you're being advised by someone in your court about a grave situation, you're going to find the most knowledgeable person available to inform you. When you find that person in your life, take their advice seriously. Put it into a high mattering in terms of your decision making. And that's a winner. And then the last thing you need to do is have very, very deep listening. So, deep listening, when I hear deep listening, it's not about listening to the words, it's about listening to the vibration. It's about getting in tune with what's not said. It's about listening to the space and the situation that is occurring and all of the synchronicities that are occurring at the time, that whatever this information is that's coming to you, coming at you with entails. So there could be a whole lot of external stimuli that is coming in while you're getting, this person is talking to you. Pay attention to what's coming in too. So if you're hearing a lot of confusion and argument in the background while the person is talking, maybe that's a sign that is not, the person that you really want to take highly in terms of their advice. If you see a sign on the truck that comes by when they're talking to you and it says victory, that's a sign that you want to listen more deeply and take their consideration and put it on a higher level in terms of mattering in the formulation of the outcome of your decision. So it's not just listening with the hearing, it's listening with all of you. And I always say it's like you're an octopus and you have many tentacles, and the tentacles go to the emotional, to the spiritual, to the vibratory levels, to the chakras. You're listening with all of that. And with that, you can take in great information, a great amount of information and truth. Trust yourself to do that. So that is the listening. So this is all of what is involved or what is at stake here with the archetype, the destroyer card, releasing what is potentially destructive and preparing for a new life. Basically, the reading is saying there's some of you out there who don't know exactly what to release and what to hold on to. And through your Dreamtime learning, the respect of your own decisions and your authority, your sovereignty, and your internal strength, you will create a healing pathway. And it is through being very sensitive, using your feminine intuition to discern what it is that the direction is that you should go into, and seeking out experts in terms of advice and discerning who the experts are that you want to put on a higher level of mattering in the formulation of ultimately your decision in the matter to move to higher ground, to move to fertile ground, and away from destructive people and situations. Okay, so now I want to use the water tarot. We're going to water this scorched earth, this fertile ground. So scorched earth could be fertile ground, or it could be like barren ground. Depends on if you choose to cultivate it or not. That's what they're saying. So you definitely need water in order to cultivate fertile ground. And so the card that we have in terms of the water, this is the crystal formation of it, and I'm not kidding. The card that we have is Earth. And it says Earth. So I'm going to have to read that from the Water Crystal Oracle book. This is by Dr. Masaru Emoto. Earth. Wow, this is so interesting. We're talking about scorched earth, and we get the card Earth. There are many different cards in this book. Okay, where is Earth? Okay, cards of Earth. The Earth is our home. Every day of our lives. Our liver filters over 100 gallons of water and sends this purified water to other organs in the body. Based on this fact, I imagine the Earth as playing a vital role in purifying the water for our planet and then sending it out to the universe. I believe that it is our responsibility to protect and purify water, the water of Earth. I also believe that our consciousness will purify the water, and through this, we can send messages of beauty and strength to all life. How can we do this? The answer is love and gratitude. If all the people of all the world can feel love and gratitude, the pristine beauty of our Earth may once again return. That's beautiful. And the card Earth is Mother Earth supplies our physical needs and balances our spirit. Mother Earth has also supplied the invisible forces of Earth energy to us. So, we have what we need. We need to consider the water and drink more water. So the Earth is not just the physical Earth. It's our bodies. This is Earth, our physicality. Earth, our home, the pinnacles of life are Earth. Okay? And that Earth needs nurturing, and it needs gratitude and love in order to flourish, in order to be abundant. And so, through our deep listening, through our intent to heal the Earth, through our women's wisdom, respect, inner strength, and Dreamtime learning, we're going to bring about a new Earth. That's the space that the fire signs are in. You guys are standing, a lot of you, at the beginning of creating a new Earth here and now. And that's in many different forms and many different levels through these attributes. So I want to thank you for your commitment and for your integrity and being willing to stand to create a new Earth, something new that's going to take courage, that's going to take love, that's going to take nurturing. I want to thank you for being willing to stand in the position that you're standing for, whether you're fighting politically, whether you're doing it legally, whether you're doing it in a relationship with your family, with yourself, which is ultimately where everything starts. I want to thank you for creating this new Earth here and now. Thank you, and I look forward to seeing you guys in November. Have a great rest of the month of October. I do want to say that this reading is timely whenever you see it, and whenever you see it is when it's meant for you. Time is fluid. And send my love. Peace, guys.